Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Hawkins, and this is my first time up on stage, so clap or nod is cool, whatever. So, yeah, that's not my real voice. So, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I have a couple stories so you guys can get to know what kind of person I am better. So the first one is about my mom, who is right there. Don't clap, it's cool. So we were in kind of a half argument, and she was saying, well, you're going to take care of me when I'm older, right? And I was like, no, I want to send you to a nursing home or something. I don't want to be with you. And it's okay, she's there, she's smiling. And she was like, well, what if I have Alzheimer's and I start forgetting everything? And I was like, and? She's like, what if they treat me badly and start to hit me and abuse me? She's like, you would never know. And it was one of the most cleverest things I've ever said, and there's no hesitation, no nothing. I looked at her and I said, neither would you. The other one was an ex-girlfriend of mine. We were riding in the car, and I was talking about how clumsy she was all the time. And she thought that I was wrong. And she's like, name one thing that broke when I touched it. And it was like, any man here can vouch that this is genius. Without hesitation or anything, I looked her dead in the face and I said, you mean like my hopes and dreams? My heart. What I wanted. So the reason I'm up here is because it was my birthday a few weeks ago. I just turned 20. That's more praise than I've got from anybody else. Everybody else is kind of like, oh, maybe next year. But since it's my birthday, I want to mention some few things about birthdays. So one of the things I want to talk about is the way the word caramel is pronounced, because we need to talk about this and it bothers me. There are only 3 times when it's okay to say caramel instead of caramel. The first one is if you are on a commercial, because nobody wants to, you can say caramel and chocolate, but don't say it if you're just some guy. The second time is if you're being sexy to someone. Nobody wants to lick caramel off your nipples. That's weird. So caramel is okay in this instance. And then the third one is if you're not white. Caramel. Thank you, one person who's laughing. Another thing I wanted to talk about tonight is a little slice of heaven called Sam's Club. You should not be clapping. Stay away from those people. For those of you who have never been to Sam's Club, it's kind of a scary place. It's a club that's actually exclusive to old people, crippled people, and premenopausal people. Anybody? No? Anybody have a card? No? You can vouch for most of the stuff I say then. The first thing you see when you walk in the door is you walk in and they have a paraplegic bouncer waiting for you to check your card.
Oh my God.
Am I right?
Preach!
And then the next thing they have is a big 72-inch plasma TV. And it's kind of an oxymoron, because if you're shopping in Sam's Club, you obviously can't afford a 72-inch TV in the first place. So they've probably had the same 72-inch TV there forever. The next thing they have is the clearance section, which the clearance section is good because it's the stuff that wasn't good enough for anybody else to buy, so it's probably a good idea for you to buy it. And then the food section, I saw something that made me laugh, and it was a birthday cookie. There's a cookie that said, "Happy Birthday" on it. And when I saw this, I laughed, and nobody else understood why. And I realized that there was only one instance that this impulse buy could happen, and it's where it's like this. I look at the cookie. Oh fuck, that's today. That's the only time that's ever gonna sell. It's during that. The other thing, has anybody ever been to the cafeteria there?
Yes.
Good. It's kind of like a prison. You sit down and everybody around you looks scarier than you, and you're just hoping you can get out of there alive.
You're talking about my family, dude.
I'm sorry. No offense to you. Don't kill me. So another thing I wanted to talk about was ice cream, since we're on this whole thing of dessert and caramel. It's about Neapolitan ice cream, and when you bring it home, you never ever open it up and go, oh, I can't wait to get into the middle strawberry part. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because one of my best friends is a ginger. And there's an important analogy to understand, that after the chocolate's gone and after the vanilla's gone, the strawberry still has a soul, and it's still a good friend, and it's still ice cream. So, okay, now this is a testing ground, just so everybody knows. I'm up here to, dip my foot in the water of each different little kind of thing I can do, and from here I'm going to go on to some of my voices. So, okay, one sec.
You know, it's nights like this that make me thirsty. And when I get thirsty, I choose Coke Zero. Coke Zero has the same great, refreshing taste without all the calories and sugar. Coke Zero, a taste you can trust.
And going on from that, I like to do prank calls with this voice, and I'm going to share one of those with you now. We were sitting around a bonfire, and everybody was just giving me their phone numbers of everybody they hate so I could call them. And I left this voicemail on like 20 people's phones.
Are you having problems with dryness, itching, mold, or maybe just a general unclean feeling? Vagisil has the solution for you. You can try Vagisil for free by calling 1-800-DRTY-VAG. That's 1-800-DRTY-VAG. Vagisil, a taste you can trust.
Thanks so much, guys. I don't really have much else. This is my first time. I obviously a little shaky, so thank you for laughing. Even if you didn't do that.